Hi, this is Ron Nutter, and this is another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. In the last video I did, I talked a little bit about the Roav VIVA. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you 4 things that I think you want to know about. Okay, couldn't wait that long. Now, the interesting thing, of course, that you've got several different ways you can tie this in, but the way I've been using it is connecting this in with Bluetooth to my smartphone and into my vehicle. I did have a little bit of difficulty the first time or two out with the Bluetooth connection dropping. Now, that could have been interference in the area I was in, but that happened just the one time. And when I did get home, I checked in on the iPhone. Now, I was on, and let me check my notes here real quick. I was on a version, I believe, 11.2.5, and that is something that I was reasonably current at the time, and I found 11.2.6. Now, I immediately went to 11.2.6. Normally, I don't jump that fast to a new version of iOS because I've been burned a few times, and 11.2.5 was one of those. I've got another Bluetooth device that I had a lot of pairing problems with after going to 11.2.5. That seemed to settle down in 11.2.6, and so far I've not dropped a connection. Now, time will tell. I'm going to watch that one because, as we all know, Bluetooth can be a little finicky at times. Now, the other part that I have been very impressed with are these two, I believe called Smart IQ charging ports. Now, I initially thought that was a little bit of marketecture. And if you've not heard that term before, it's basically when the marketing folks, and no disrespect to the folks at Roav, spin something and make it a little bit more than it really is. Well, in this case, I can tell you, Roav is spot on with this. For example, I would start out, say, well, the morning that I really gave this the initial dry run, my battery in my 6 Plus was at 78%. If I had it plugged in to the USB port that's in my truck, I would have done well to have held that charging level. Much to my surprise, I was running nearly a full charge when I got back. So that was a very pleasant surprise. And I put my hand on this periodically, and it really didn't seem to get as warm as I was expecting, because normally when you start putting out not so much voltage, but the amperage at which this was at, I was anticipating some challenges that way, and it really didn't. So overall, in the short time that I've had it, I'm very pleased with what goes on. Now, the one little thing, and I'm going to reach out to the folks at Roav, because it's entirely possible that I have, may not be doing something right, is with the Roav tying into Waze. If with the Roav app up, I'm not getting any sound out of Waze. But again, that could be something that I'm doing wrong. I have had good luck with the Roav app that it will tell me that another device is trying to use the audio and go back to the Roav app. So that's just a matter of double tapping the home button. You'll see a kind of a cascaded screen interface. I switch back over to the Roav app, and then I can do pretty much whatever I want to. I did go with using Waze and not Google Maps, only because there's some things I get with the crowdsourcing of traffic information out of Waze that I really like, and just haven't had that same experience from Google Maps. Now, as with anything, I had to go try a new command, or let's face it, guys, and I'm speaking to us, who really reads the manuals on these things? And I did that deliberately this time because I wanted to see what its response would be to commands maybe that I didn't know about. And bear with me, I'm working with the audio as we're going along, because I'm trying to make sure. I'm working with a new mic. I'm trying to see if I can get away from having to have a lapel mic on. That I just wanted to see, how well the integration was. And I'm going to switch over here to a video I shot with one of my other smartphones and let you hear what I got through the first time. Let me drag it on screen here, and okay, it's deciding that it doesn't want to let me drag it. Well, okay, try again here. Okay, well, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We will do it this way. Alexa, what are my GPS coordinates?
The latitude for zip code 66061 is 38.89376 degrees north, and its longitude is 94.87997 degrees west.
Well, that was one thing that surprised me because I really didn't know what to expect. Because when was the last time you asked something for GPS coordinates? Well, if you have a vehicle breakdown, you're in a rural area, or you just can't really tell the streets you're on, that at least can give the people trying to come out to help you an idea of where you are. So it really did well. I'm been working through the other commands that Alexa knows about, and so far I've yet to hit one that it doesn't work. And this is something I'll go into more in an upcoming video, because I've already got several of these planned, and it's really I'm impressed at this point. I really wasn't sure what to expect. I've hit technology before that just wasn't everything that it came out to be. To Roav's credit, they've already come out, and I've had this just about a week now, and they've already come out with a new firmware version. I was expecting a pop-up, I thought, when a new one come out, but if you look at the Roav screen, you'll see this little gear icon would be to the right. My indication that there was a firmware update on here was a little, and I'll call it orange dot. That's usually orange or light red. So I tapped on it, and it did the update. I will tell you up front now, I was on a decent LTE connection for the time I started the update, and it was about I think a 25 meg update. Allow about 20 to 25 minutes, because the downloading was one part of it, but it then had to unpack it, and apparently from the way I interpreted the screen, it completely rewrote the firmware. There was a boot file system, there was a main file system, so I guess it probably had to either erase this or overwrote it somehow, but it was about a 20 to 25 minute process. So if you need to use it, you're not going to be doing it while it's doing the update. And the instructions on the main screen made a comment about the light flashing. Well, it really wasn't so much flashing, is it was going, the color they mentioned was going around in a circle. So at least you knew it was doing something, and there was a decent indication on the phone where it stood. Although with any of what I call the progress bar or gas gauges, it seemed to set it at 99% quite a bit, but it may have been waiting for feedback. I'm not going to pass judgment on that. But in the brief time I've had it, I've been impressed with it. I'm planning at least one more, if not two videos. So if you've been thinking about it and are not sure, at this point, I've got no qualms about this. There are links at the bottom of the description where you can take right to the page that I used on Amazon to buy. I will disclose up front that this is an affiliate link. It's not going to raise or lower your price. I'll get a little bit of commission on it, and that'll go to help my cost of the equipment that I've been using to produce the video. So hopefully that will, we can both benefit from it. You get a nice device, and then this will help me with what I've got to be doing. So look for a video for me here again in a few days. I'm a day or two behind on this one, but I'll try to be better about putting them out for about twice a week. And as always, this is going to be coming as a part of the book I'm doing, and you will see in the different videos where I have done about 3 different covers. Would love to hear your comments on that, see which one that you like. If you have any questions on the Roav VIVA from what I've done so far, be glad to answer those. And I'm also looking for those of us who like to listen a lot to podcasts. I'm going to be talking about that in a future video, and just some of my other experiences with it so far. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you again soon.